Hello, DPC Rebels and all you DPC Nation fans. It's Dr. Shane back with another Friday 5-minute magic tip. I just wanted to share some awesome tips with you today about third party payers and warning signs, dangers. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Any kind of explanation point I can put down there to give you guys some warning signs and signals about third party payers. So I want to give a big shout out to my buddy and fellow DPC colleague, Dr. Vance Lassie in Holton, Kansas at Holton Direct Care. He's written a recent article in DPC News, which you can find at dpcnews.com, about third-party payers and some issues with that. I think it's a really good article. More to come on that too, he says. So just wanted to share with you guys, all you DPC rebels out there, some information about that and employers and benefits advisors, people who are fighting the resistance fight out there. Wanted to share some things with you because I talk about this a little bit in my book too. If you haven't picked up Magic Pixie Does Some Miracles about DPC and employers, we do discuss some of the third-party payer issues and what to watch out for in the book. So check it out if you can. You can get that at dpcmagic.com, dpcmagic.com. So for today, talking about third-party payers and some warning signs and things to watch out for. With your, we talk a lot about employers here, and obviously employers are considered third-party payers. Third-party payers, anyone who is paying the bill other than the patient, right? So you got the doctor and the patient, and then if someone else is paying or covering the payment, it could be a grandma, a grandparent, or somebody else that's involved. So I want to talk a little bit about employers being the third-party payer and the best way to go about doing that. I speak on this a lot in my book. If you're going to work with a company who wants to pay for this benefit for their employees, the best way to go about doing that is having a direct contract with the employer, that you and the employer sit down and spell out, the fees, how the contract works, when it would terminate, how long it's going to last, what your services are. So it's a direct connection with the employer and how it will affect employees. Also, when they sign up with you, the employees, they'll have a direct contract with you too, which is helpful. Ways to think about to make this work better is, try to give as much choice and value to the employees as you can, allowing them to to choose their own DPC physician if you have multiple docs in the area where you're at, and then also maybe putting the money into some kind of special account where they get to pick how they use that money and where it goes. They get to pick their own DPC physician. So account like a HSA or a flexible spending account or HRA, some kind of plan that maybe a benefits advisor's put together. And the employee then can choose how they would use that money. It's a lot simpler and straightforward and transparent than an employer just paying directly to the physician. So think about those type of plans. We want these agreements with the employer to be transparent. You want employers to sort of be hands-off, let you and the employee, aka the patient, take care of their health care and keep the employer, out of it. So think about that when you're working with local employers and how you can partner together. Keep the contracts transparent, the fees transparent, let the employees in on it. When we work with employers, we go out and visit the employees. We talk with them. We share all the stuff that we can do in our office, have them ask questions, so they know, a lot about us before we're getting started, so it's not a big secret. The dangerous thing you need to be worried about or really look into, even have a lawyer review with you, is working with other third parties that are sort of unrelated to the employer you're dealing with. So you have a company that's a local company and they're using a third party, some middleman that they're connecting with that's trying to scoop up different DPC clinics around town or physicians around town, that they're going to compile a bunch of docs and offer that service to this one large employer. So you really have a middleman, a third party that's doing a separate contract with physicians, and they're trying to set up an accounts with physicians and then line those physicians up for employers. And employer may not know who the physicians are. Employees probably don't know. There's no one really knows how the money's being exchanged or how that's going about. The process is going about. So it really is a third party outside of the employer just trying to go and make these contracts without a lot of openness going on. So I speak about this in my book and warn people about it. Some people call these patient-centered medical organizations or patient care medical management organizations, PCMOs, and they're really indirect. It's our name is direct primary care because we directly work with the patients, and they pay us directly. But this is really an indirect primary care. They don't really pay us the same way. You have to really watch out for the contracts when you're working with these third-party payers because they may have things in the contract about how you'll get paid, when you get paid, limitations to your payment. They may be allowed to come in and review your charts and look at documents, things that a lot of patients' employees maybe don't even want to happen. So may be difficult to get out of these contracts. And then they may have some exclusivity in the contracts where you can't work with certain employers. So these contracts can be very difficult and can be stifling. So you need to really be careful about signing contracts, even if you're trying to get more patients. Really need to scrutinize those, have a lawyer help you with that. Because a lot of these, as you begin to read these contracts and get in with these patient care management organizations or these third-party companies that are basically just going to bring you some patients, it starts to feel real dirty and icky, and you start feeling like you're getting right back into the system that you worked so hard to leave. So don't fall into that trap of, I need patients, and the next thing you know, you're right back into signing old contracts, just like you're back in a BUCA plan or some insurance plan that you never wanted to be in the first place. So you don't want to find yourself right back in the system that you left. So we want to deal directly with employers, directly with employees, directly with patients, not indirectly. Just as time goes by, we're seeing more and more of these companies and third-party payers. These organizations are popping up. They want a piece of the DPC pie as well, and they're managing, doing administrative work. But just try to work it out to where you can work with employers directly if you can, or work the system for employers where they can provide money for the employees and let them come and pay you directly. So think about that as you move forward working with employers. We're going to see more and more of these third-party companies trying to cut in on the DPC action. So be aware of that. Be really mindful of the contracts. Have a lawyer or someone review those with you. DPC Alliance is here to help folks try to weed through some of those contracts if you want. So reach out to other DPC docs and see how they've handled that and how they've worked with it. So hopefully that'll give you some good information about third-party payers, where to start. I would, connect with me if you need to. Other questions, if I can help you answer some questions or spend some time doing some other training or learning with you about employers and benefits advisors and how that works with DPC, you can connect with me at Dr. Shane at dpcmagic.com, Dr. Shane at dpcmagic.com. So certainly join me there. I'd love to hit you up. I'm also working on a free study guide for my book. And if you'd like to get a free study guide, just connect with me at drshane@dpcmagic.com, and I'll try to email you one so you can get your own PDF study guide. If you're watching this on YouTube, just like and follow me there, so whenever these videos pop up, you connect. So that'd be awesome. Have a Facebook page too, so if you want to catch me there, answer questions and chat there, it would be great. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Just send me questions or concerns if you have, and let's keep the DPC magic going, and have a great